This video is going to demonstrate how to set up auto shift in the MaxxECU. First thing we need to do is set up an output to control the shift function. So we select transmission, sequential transmission upshift solenoid. The GPO1 is a grounded output and it will activate the air shifter solenoid. The next thing we need to do is activate an input. Actually, let's go back and configure a shift light output. Now, we do not actually have to use this, but we do need it configured in the software, but a physical shift light does not need to be connected. This also will be a grounded output. And we'll change this to gear. And you can enter any value here you wish, obviously. Next thing I want to do is set up our gear system, speed gear. We're going to go analog gear shift, the auto shift sequential gearboxes, shift counter. So when the clutch is released, it's going to be in first gear. So when you hold the clutch in for 2 seconds, it's going to be in first gear, in 0 gear, in neutral. When you let the clutch go, it'll be in first gear. This is just a delay setting. I always put that at 0. How many gears do you want? 6 normal. And this is how long do you hold the clutch in before it resets back to neutral. So if you pull the clutch in and hold it, it'll be in neutral. Okay, now that that's set up, we have our output set up, sequential transmission, shift light. So now what we have to do is we remember GPO2 is our shift light. So we want to go into advanced internal outputs. We'll call this auto shift. So our conditions that we want to do, the first one we want to do is GPO2. When the shift light output is equal to 100%, or DIN1, which is which we need to set up. Sorry, I should have set that up before. DIN1 will be our don't give this a function, just call it upshift. And the reason you don't give this a function is because if you set this to transmission upshift, then the other feature we're setting up, they cancel each other out and nothing will happen. So leave this feature, don't use anything, no direct function, make sure that's selected. Label it upshift. We'll come back to our auto shift. So when A or B, and we'll make this DIN1. And you see after we've labeled it, it tells us it's for upshift. So when either the shift light is at 100% or the rider hits the button, so we want to do this not equal to 0. Then we want to activate this feature as the transmission upshift. There you go. So now everything is set up so that when the shift light turns on, when one of these conditions is met, then the auto shift function, variable A, will be at 100% and it will shift. Or if the rider, you want to make sure that's A or B. So if either one of these two happen, it's going to shift the bike.